Welcome to English Stories Academy.
Hello, my amazing friend. I hope you're not wasting your life blaming people, replaying the same stories, and calling that pain personality. Because if you are, this video is not going to be comfortable. It's going to hurt. But sometimes, pain is the only way to save someone who's been asleep for too long. Let me be honest. You can't heal if you keep feeding your wounds. You can't move forward if you're still crying about the past and calling it truth. And you can't become powerful if you're too addicted to feeling like a victim. This is your final warning. Be better. Or stay bitter. There is no third option, no shortcut, no magic, just you, your choices, and your future slipping through your fingers. This video is not here to inspire you with soft music and fake smiles. This is a mirror, and I'm showing it to you before it's too late. If you're ready to stop blaming, stop crying, and stop running from yourself, then keep watching. Because this video might just be the day your life actually begins. This video will also help you improve your English. You'll practice listening, understand powerful words, and learn how to express deep thoughts clearly. So while you grow stronger, your English grows too. Part 1. Stop living in the past. Let me ask you something. How many more years are you going to spend crying about things that already happened? You say you want to move on, but you sleep with your memories every night like they're your comfort blanket. That breakup, that betrayal, that failure, it already happened. You can't change it. You can only choose who you become because of it. Let me give you a brutal truth. If you keep looking back, you'll trip over your future. It's like driving a car by only looking in the rearview mirror. Of course, you're going to crash. Do you know why you're tired all the time? Because carrying the past is heavy. You're dragging 10 years of pain on your back and wondering why success feels far away. Let me give you a real example. Sarah, 29, failed her college entrance exam 3 times. Her friends moved on. She didn't. For 5 years, she kept saying, "I could have been something if that didn't happen." She kept blaming the system, the teacher, the weather, but not once did she look in the mirror. Until one day, she said, "I'm tired of talking about who I could have been. Let me become something instead." She took an online course, learned graphic design, and within 9 months, she started her own freelance business. Not because the past changed, but because she stopped living there. You can't delete the past, but you can stop giving it your future. Your future is dying every day you stay in yesterday. So get up, burn that diary, delete that text, and look ahead, because your dreams are waiting. But they won't wait forever. Part 2. Forgive yourself. This one is going to hurt the most. You've forgiven them. You've moved on from him, from her, from them, but you haven't forgiven yourself. And that's the most dangerous kind of pain. Because you're not angry at the world anymore. You're angry at you. You call yourself lazy. You say, "I always ruin things." You whisper, "I'll never be good enough." And then you wonder why your confidence is dead. Let me tell you something no one else has the guts to say. You're not healing because you still believe you deserve to be punished. Yes, you made mistakes. Yes, you hurt people. Yes, you gave up when you shouldn't have. But guess what? That version of you is already dead. The question is, why are you still burying yourself again and again? Kevin, a young guy from New York, wasted 3 years of his life in addiction. He stole from his own mother, lied to his friends, When he got clean, he did everything right, got a job, helped others, stayed clean. But deep inside, he hated himself. Until his counselor asked him, "If someone else made your mistakes but changed their life like you did, would you forgive them?" He said, "Yes." Then she said, "Then why don't you forgive yourself?" Silence. That silence is killing you. You need to stop punishing yourself for a version of you that no longer exists. You're not here to live in shame. You're here to rise. So repeat this out loud if you're brave enough. I forgive myself. I deserve a new life. And I will not let my old self control my future. Part 3. Desperation is a repulsive energy. Let me tell you a secret about life, success, love, and people. Desperation is poison. The more desperate you are, for love, for attention, for success, the more life runs away from you. Desperation smells like fear. It tells the world, I don't believe I'm enough, so please complete me. That's not attractive. That's not magnetic. That's not powerful. It's pathetic. And I'm saying this with love. Because if you don't fix this, you'll keep chasing everything and attracting nothing. Let me give you an example. Jake, 26, wanted to be successful, badly. So he begged influencers to promote him. He DM'd 300 people a day. He copied everyone's content. He got no likes, no followers, no clients. Why? Because his energy screamed, "Please see me, please validate me." Until he stopped, focused on improving himself, built value in silence, taught for free. And 6 months later, people started chasing him. Because he became enough. You don't attract what you beg for. You attract what you become. So stop texting that ex who ignored you. Stop begging the world to notice you. Make yourself undeniable. Because when you stop being desperate, the world starts to respect you. Part 4. Becoming selfish is the best thing you can do. Let me say something that society doesn't want you to hear. Being selfish might be the most powerful decision of your life. You've been told that selfishness is wrong, that you should always give, always care, always be kind. But here's the truth they won't tell you. If you keep pouring into others while your own cup is empty, you'll die thirsty, and they'll still ask for more. You're not exhausted because life is hard. You're exhausted because you keep showing up for people who don't show up for you. You keep answering calls, fixing problems, giving energy, and carrying weight that was never yours to carry. And you call it love. You call it loyalty. You call it kindness. It's not. It's self-destruction. You can't save people who refuse to swim. You can't fix people who don't want to be fixed. And you can't give what you no longer have. Start being selfish. That doesn't mean hurting others. It means protecting your time, your energy, your purpose. Think of the most powerful people in the world. They don't say yes to everything. They protect their mornings. They protect their peace. They say no more than they say yes. Because they know. The more you give yourself away, the less of you there will be left to live your own life. Be selfish with your mornings. Be selfish with your vision. Be selfish with your healing. Because nobody else is going to protect it for you. They'll keep taking until you have nothing left. Then they'll call you crazy for burning out. Let them call you selfish. While you rebuild yourself in silence. Because when you finally choose yourself, the right people will show up, and the wrong ones will leave. And both are a blessing. Part 5. Get comfortable being alone. Let's get one thing clear. If you can't stand your own silence, you're not ready for real power. People run from loneliness. They fear silence. They keep their phones loud, their minds distracted, their lives filled with noise. Because silence makes you face your truth. Let me ask you, when was the last time you sat in silence? Without music, without scrolling, without messaging anyone, and felt peace? If that feels impossible, you're not strong. You're just busy hiding. Aloneness isn't punishment, it's preparation. Every strong mind was forged in silence. Every great leader learned to stand alone before they ever led others. You think loneliness is a curse? No, loneliness is the gym where emotional strength is built. People who can't be alone are dangerous because they'll chase anyone, accept anything, and settle for less, just to avoid themselves. You want peace? Then sit with your chaos until it's quiet. You want real confidence? Then stop needing someone to text you back to feel valuable. Learn to take yourself out for dinner. Learn to walk without headphones. Learn to sleep without needing someone to say good night. Because when you finally get comfortable alone, you become unshakable. You no longer chase love. You attract it. You no longer beg for attention. You command respect. You no longer fear being alone. You fear losing your peace. If you fear loneliness, you'll always be someone's prisoner. But if you master it, you'll walk through life as your own army. Part 6. Seek knowledge like your life depends on it. Because it does. Here's the truth most people avoid. The world doesn't care how kind you are. It respects how sharp your mind is. Kindness without knowledge is a trap. Hard work without knowledge is slavery. Ambition without knowledge is frustration. If you don't seek knowledge, daily, intentionally, obsessively, then you're not living. You're just following. You're a puppet for the system, a worker for someone else's dream, a silent victim of ignorance. You can't win in a world that you don't understand. And most people don't understand the world because they never read, never reflect, never ask why. They scroll, they binge, they entertain themselves to death, and they call it relaxing. You want power? Then become a student of life. Study psychology, so people can't manipulate you. Study money, so it doesn't control you. Study language, so your voice is a weapon, not a whisper. You don't need a degree. You need obsession. You need to read when others sleep. You need to learn when others party. You need to write when others talk nonsense. Smart minds run the world. Uneducated minds are run by the world. The more you learn, the less you'll fear. The more you grow, the less you'll beg. The more you know, the more you'll realize how much more there is. So stop waiting. Start learning. Every day, even 15 minutes. Because 1 year of focused learning can do more than 10 years of confused living. Part 7. Avoid toxic people, or become one of them. Let me make this simple. If you hang around fire long enough, you burn. If you hang around poison long enough, you die. You don't rise by being nice to everyone. You rise by choosing your circle like your life depends on it. Because it does. There are people in your life right now who are destroying your peace slowly, like termites. They don't hit you. They don't insult you loudly, but they drain your energy, laugh at your goals, make you feel small, doubt you behind your back, and convince you to settle for less. And you call them friends? You call them family? You say, but I've known them for years? Let me tell you something harsh. Time doesn't make someone worth keeping. Behavior does. You are not loyal. You're trapped. You're not kind. You're scared of confrontation. And you're not healing. You're rotting silently in a toxic garden. You want to grow? Then cut. Block. Walk away. Go silent. Not because you're rude, but because you're finally choosing peace over pain. Real example? Steve Jobs, one of the most brilliant minds in the world, once said, "Surround yourself with people who challenge you, not people who bring you down." He didn't become great by keeping toxic, jealous, lazy people around. So why are you? If someone makes you feel small every time you share your dream, they're not your friend. If someone celebrates your failures more than your wins, they're not your supporter. If someone gossips to you about others, they gossip about you too. And if you keep letting it happen, you're not the victim anymore. You're the accomplice. Get out, get far, and never feel guilty for protecting your soul. Part 8. Realize your worth and stop settling. Let me ask you this. Why do you keep accepting things you know you don't deserve? You accept that job that underpays you. You accept that relationship that ignores your needs. You accept that treatment like you're invisible. And you convince yourself, maybe this is the best I'll ever get. No, it's the best you believe you're worth. That's the problem. You don't lack opportunity. You lack standards. And when you lower your standards, life gives you leftovers. Leftover respect. Leftover time. Leftover love. Because you trained the world to treat you like a discount version of yourself. Let me give you a real truth. People don't treat you better than you treat yourself. So if you keep saying yes when you mean no, laughing at jokes that hurt you, tolerating neglect like it's love, taking jobs that kill your spirit, then don't be surprised when life gives you pain in return. You teach people how to treat you. You train opportunities how to find you. And you tell the universe what you're ready for, not by what you pray for, but by what you allow. Oprah Winfrey once said, "You don't get what you want, you get what you believe." So ask yourself, what are you settling for? And more importantly, why? Raise your price, raise your voice, raise your spirit, because the only thing worse than being alone is being with people who make you feel alone. The only thing worse than being broke is working 10 hours a day for a job that steals your soul. You're not here to survive. You're here to soar. But the sky won't open until you stop crawling through mud that wasn't meant for you. Part 9. Heartbreak and failure is your superpower. Now listen to me very carefully. If you've ever been heartbroken, if you've ever failed so hard that you wanted to disappear, if you've ever looked at the mirror and didn't recognize yourself anymore, then congratulations. You're dangerous now. You're no longer soft. You've touched rock bottom. And do you know what happens at rock bottom? You stop caring what others think. You stop pretending. You stop being weak. Heartbreak didn't break you. It showed you who you really are. Failure didn't destroy you. It burned the lies around you so you could rebuild truth. Do you know how diamonds are made? Not in comfort. Not in peace. Not in applause. Under pressure. Under darkness. Under crushing pain. Same with you. Your heartbreak was your rebirth. Your failure was your fuel. The ones who never fail stay soft. The ones who never lose never grow. But you lost. You cried. You bled. And you kept going. That makes you unbreakable. Let me give you a real reminder. Michael Jordan, the greatest basketball player of all time, was cut from his high school team. Stephen King, His first novel was rejected 30 times. He threw it in the trash. His wife pulled it out. Lady Gaga dropped by her record label before she became a global icon. What do they all have in common? They didn't let failure define them. They used it to sharpen their weapons. So stop calling yourself broken. You're not broken. You're becoming. You're becoming the version of you that pain was meant to awaken. This pain you feel today will be the story that someone else one day survives because of you. So don't hide your scars. Use them as armor. You've already survived the worst. Now go build the best. Part 10. Change your perspective on situations. Or stay trapped forever. Let me break your brain for a moment. The situation didn't destroy you. Your perspective did. You lost a job? Someone else would say, now I'm free to find better. You got betrayed? Someone else would say, now I know who's real. You failed? Someone else would say, now I know how not to do it next time. But you said, this is the end. This always happens to me. This means I'm cursed. This means I'm not good enough. Stop. Nothing in life has meaning, except the meaning you give it. You can't control everything that happens to you, but you can always control what it means to you. That's power. Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor who lost his entire family in concentration camps, wrote one of the most powerful books of all time, Man's Search for Meaning. He was tortured, starved, watched people die. But he said, the last of human freedoms is to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances. He lost everything, but never gave the world permission to break his mind. And you? You let one breakup, one rejection, one failure destroy your worth, change your lens, or live your whole life inside a broken camera. You think your life is hard? Maybe. But maybe it's your thinking that's heavier than your situation. If you can't change the outside, change the angle. Because the ones who win in life aren't the ones who got lucky. They're the ones who looked at pain and turned it into power. Part 11. Realize you can change your life at any second. This might be the most important truth in this entire video. So listen with everything you've got. You are one decision away from an entirely different life. Not 10 years, not 5 months, 1 second. The second you say, I'm done accepting this. I don't want to live like this anymore. I am no longer this version of me. That second, the old you starts to die. The chains start to fall. The fog starts to clear. The energy in your body starts to wake up. You think change takes time? No, change takes commitment. Time is just the echo of that decision. There are people who woke up one day and never touched alcohol again. There are people who got cheated on, wiped their tears, and started $1 million business the next year. There are people who were depressed for 10 years, and one day they screamed, I don't want this pain anymore. And that scream became a sword. What are you waiting for? Permission? A perfect day? A motivational quote? Stop. This is your permission. This is your moment. This is your second. Look around. Look at your life. You made all of this with your thoughts, your choices, your fears, your patterns. But that also means you can unmake it. You can rebuild it. You can walk away from it. Right now, not tomorrow. Not after one more heartbreak. Now, because the new you isn't waiting for the perfect plan. The new you is waiting for the old you to finally get out of the way. Part 12. Start a healthy lifestyle. Inside and out. Everyone wants to feel better. Everyone wants to be stronger, sharper, calmer, more focused, more alive. But very few people actually want to take care of their body and mind. Let me tell you a truth most people ignore. You can't fix your life with a broken body and a poisoned mind. If you eat garbage, you think garbage. If you sleep 4 hours a night, you lose self-control. If you never move your body, your mind becomes slow, reactive, depressed. That's not laziness. That's chemical chaos. People try to heal depression with shopping. They try to cure anxiety with caffeine. They try to fix trauma with vacations. No. Start simple. Wake up and drink water before you touch your phone. Move your body. Even a 15-minute walk. Eat something real, not plastic. Meditate, not for peace, but for power. Say no to sugar, to scrolling, to sleepless nights, to shallow people. Because if your body is sick, your spirit can't rise. And when your body starts to heal, you start to remember who you are. Your healthy lifestyle is not about looking good. It's about thinking clearly. It's about protecting your mission. It's about staying dangerous in a world that wants you weak. Want to become mentally unbreakable? Then take care of your gut, your energy, your sleep, your emotions. Because the most successful people don't do it for abs. They do it for clarity, control, consistency. So stop saying, "I'm too busy to be healthy." If you're too busy to stay alive, you've already lost. This is your machine. This is your temple. This is your weapon. Treat it like one. And it will carry you to a version of yourself you didn't even know existed. Part 13. Realize when it's time to let go. This one is hard to hear, but necessary. You're not stuck. You're just afraid to let go. You keep trying to fix what's already broken. You keep chasing people who've already left. You keep watering dead plants and wondering why nothing grows. Let go. Let go of that old friendship that drains you, that dream that doesn't fit you anymore, that identity you built in your pain, that version of yourself who only knew how to survive. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. Letting go means, I love myself more than I love this cycle. And yes, it hurts. You'll cry, you'll miss it, you'll question yourself. But one day, you'll wake up and realize, I wasn't losing. I was shedding. I was making space for better. Here's the truth. Most people don't grow because they're too busy clinging to what they've already outgrown. You can't step into your future with hands full of your past. Example? Jeff Bezos, founder of Amazon. When he left his high-paying job in finance to start selling books online, everyone said he was crazy. He let go of comfort. He let go of security. He let go of a predictable life. So he could build a future no one else could see. Now, he changed the world. Letting go is not weakness. Letting go is leadership of yourself. So here's your test. If it keeps costing your peace, it's too expensive. Let it go before it rots everything you're trying to build. Part 14. Be delusional. That's how winners are made. I'm going to say something that most people won't understand. Being realistic is what's keeping you broke, depressed, and invisible. You keep calling yourself a realist, as if that's wisdom. No, that's fear dressed as logic. You say, I can't become successful. I didn't go to college. I can't start a business. I don't have connections. I can't change my life. I've always been this way. That's not truth. That's a script, a prison, a lie that sounds reasonable. You need to become delusional. Delusional enough to believe you can become a millionaire from your bedroom. You can heal from trauma without anyone clapping for you. You can rewrite your life at any age, any time, any background. You think that's crazy? Let me wake you up. People are becoming millionaires from posting food videos, playing video games, teaching languages, reviewing shoes, drawing on iPads, talking about mindset. They believed they could before anyone else believed them. They posted when no one watched. They sold when no one bought. They practiced when no one clapped. And now, they're free. Because they were delusional enough to believe they didn't need permission to be great. Be so delusional that the world laughs. Then prove them wrong with silence. The most dangerous person alive is not the smartest. It's the one who believes in something so deeply that nothing can stop them. So go ahead. Be bold. Be dramatic. Be too much. Because that's where breakthroughs live. You want a safe life? Be realistic. You want a legendary life? Be delusional. Part 15. Create a routine and stick to it like your life depends on it. Let's be brutally clear. Without a routine, you are not in control. You are just surviving chaos. Your days control you. Your emotions control you. Your phone controls you. Your cravings control you. And you wonder why you feel lost, behind, tired, frustrated? Because you wake up every day without a plan and expect to succeed. You scroll before you stretch. You eat before you hydrate. You chase notifications before you chase your mission. You are reactive, not powerful. But the moment you build a routine and stick to it with military-level discipline, everything changes. Not just productivity, your identity. Because every time you stick to your routine, even when you don't feel like it, you're training your brain to say, I keep promises, I show up. I don't negotiate with weakness. That's not a routine. That's a weapon. Let me give you the difference between average and elite. Average people say, I'll do it when I feel like it. Elite people say, I'll do it because it's what I do. Period. No debate, no delay, no drama. Kobe Bryant didn't become legendary because he trained when he felt like it. He trained when he was tired. He trained at 4 a.m. He trained until pain became his language. Why? Because success is not an event. Success is a schedule. You don't rise when life feels good. You rise when your routine stays solid, no matter what. So build one. Wake up time, workout time, focus time, no phone zone, sleep rituals, mindset resets, and then protect it like your life depends on it. Because it does. Your dreams will never grow in chaos. They grow in systems. And you build systems with discipline, not emotion. Part 16. Realize that nobody can make you feel anything. You choose it. Let me burn a lie you've been living with. He made me angry. She broke my heart. They made me feel like a failure. No, they didn't. They did something. You chose the meaning. That's not victim blaming. That's mental freedom. Nobody can control your inner world unless you give them the remote. You don't get angry because someone said something. You get angry because you believed it. You don't get heartbroken because they left. You get heartbroken because you told yourself the story that now you're not enough. Here's the raw truth. People can hurt you, but only you can decide how long you bleed. Do you know how much power that gives you? If someone insults you, and you don't let it enter your mind, it has no power. If someone ghosts you, and you don't take it personally, it doesn't affect your worth. If someone wins, and you don't compare yourself, you stay focused. It's your choice. That's emotional mastery. That's mental power. That's what makes someone truly dangerous in life. Not cold, not cruel, just in control. Example, Nelson Mandela, locked up in prison for 27 years. He didn't come out angry. He came out with love. Because even in prison, he controlled his thoughts, his emotions, his meaning. He said, "I was not a prisoner. I was preparing to lead." You don't have to be in a jail to be a prisoner. Most people are locked inside their own mind, begging for someone to unlock it from the outside. But only you have the key. So say this to yourself every time pain comes. You can't make me feel weak. You can't make me feel less. You can't break me unless I hand you the hammer. Part 17. Nobody is coming to save you. And that's a gift. This one will hurt. But if you hear it, your entire life will shift. Nobody is coming to save you. Not your family, not your friends, not your partner, not your idol, not the universe. It's just you, alone, in the dark, with a broken heart, a heavy mind, and a dream so fragile it scares you. And you've been waiting, waiting for a sign, waiting for a miracle, waiting for someone to notice your pain. But they won't, because this battle was always yours. Here's why this truth is a gift. The moment you stop waiting to be rescued, you finally start moving. You finally stop saying, "They don't support me. They don't understand. They should have helped." And you start saying, "It's my life. I'll build it. It's my pain. I'll heal it. It's my dream. I'll protect it." This is the moment where the victim dies and the warrior is born. Every morning your alarm rings. You have two choices. 1, get up and face the day. 2, hit snooze and escape responsibility. But here's the truth. One day, no one will set that alarm for you. Not your mom, not your teacher, not your boss. It'll just be you. And the decision. Do I get up and build my life, or do I delay again? An alarm is a small thing, but it's a mirror of your entire mindset. If you wait for someone to push you, you'll always be behind. But if you train yourself to rise, even when it's hard, you become unstoppable. Because life doesn't send reminders. Opportunities don't wait. And nobody's coming into your room to say, "Hey, it's time to change your life." That's on you. So next time the alarm rings, don't just hear it. Feel it. It's not just waking your body. It's testing your future. Nobody is coming. But the alarm is. Get up, show up, rise, even if no one claps. Part 18. Your life is your responsibility. No one owes you anything. Let's end with the final blow. The one truth that separates the weak from the unshakable. No one owes you a good life. No one owes you happiness, love, or peace. Not your parents, not society, not the government, not life itself. You came into this world crying, empty, clueless, and that was your starting point. From that point on, everything is your job. It's your job to heal from what broke you, learn what they never taught you, forgive what you never deserved, build what you were never given, walk alone when no one comes with you. You think you were supposed to be handed your dream? No, you were handed a brain. You were handed a body. You were handed a beating heart. Now use them. You want to be powerful? Then take full responsibility for your life. Not blame. Responsibility. There's a difference. Blame says, "It's their fault I'm broken." Responsibility says, "It's my job to rebuild anyway." Tom Bilyeu, founder of Impact Theory, said, "The day I realized my life was 100% my fault was the day I became free." Freedom doesn't come from doing whatever you want. Freedom comes from doing what you must. So stop crying for fairness. The world doesn't give you what you deserve. It gives you what you take responsibility for. Your life is a business. You are the CEO. And if it fails, no one else gets fired but you. This truth is not cruel. It's a crown. Wear it. My amazing friend, if you watch this far, I need you to hear this loud and clear. You are not broken. You are becoming. You are not too late. You are right on time. And you are not powerless. You are one decision away from a different life. No more waiting. No more blaming. No more crying for people who don't clap for you. You were built for more, but you have to choose it. So starting today, let go of what's killing you. Forgive what's behind you, and build what's waiting inside you. The world doesn't need another silent soul. The world needs you, fully awake, fully alive, and finally in control. Be the person you needed when you were hurting. Be the warrior your younger self was praying for. And don't stop. Ever again.
Like, share, and subscribe to our channel.